Okay, good day out there, fellow Smith professional drivers. We wanted to just take a few minutes and talk to you about idling the truck, the impact that that has, and how you, the professional driver out there, can help us meet the goals that we have. As an industry, idling burns up $12 billion worth of fuel a year. That is unbelievable to me when I think about it, the significance of that. $12 billion, that's a lot. So we don't want to waste idle fuel. We don't want to burn fuel up the stacks. We want to have idle that's controlled, that meets our goals, and that we can work with. And you play a pivotal part in that out there. You're the stopgap for that. So a couple interesting things I learned. 1 hour of idling per day for an entire year is the equivalent of running 64,000 miles on an engine. I'm going to show you a couple other negative impacts that can cause the engine issues with regards to idling here in a minute. But first I want you to know that here at Smith Transport, our corporate idle goal is 10% or less. Now we fully understand that weather happens, that you get adverse conditions out there, sometimes APUs don't work, so we want to take care of those things, and where necessary, if you need to idle, we want to idle. But overall, if your APU works, there's no adverse weather, and you don't need to idle that truck, we want to have that truck turned off. We want to utilize the auxiliary power unit so that we can meet our corporate goal of 10% or less. Idling that truck per hour is going to use about 1 to 1.5 gallons of fuel. The APU uses a pint. That's a significant difference. That's where that burned, wasted fuel goes. This is a picture of one of our beautiful Smith truck engines there. And idling this engine can have real and negative impacts. We talk about the money that's wasted. I have a rule that I like to follow every day, and that's I try not to stub my own toe. I try not to do things that's going to cause my own demise or cause me issues. And I'm not perfect at it, trust me, but I try every day to not stub my own toe. I'm telling you, if you idle your truck every day, you will cause yourself problems mechanically for that truck. When you idle, you're only burning some of that fuel. That's going to let build up and other residue behind in the engine components, okay? And that's going to have costly impacts to it. In fact, they say idling the truck causes twice as much wear on the vehicle's internal parts as it does driving. EGR valves and DEF filters will get plugged up. You're going to end up broke down along the road somewhere. You're going to have regen problems. It's going to cost huge amount of money for repair, and it's going to cost you in downtime. There's other ways as well. Lack of airflow, you don't have optimal engine temperature, dirty engine oil. Again, this is a DEF filter plugged up over there. We talked about those things. Idling the truck not only wastes money, it will cause you mechanical problems. There's no question of that. How about the money impact? In 2018, our overall mile per gallon for the entire fleet, that's everything, was right around 6.2 mile per gallon. This is everything, all miles run, all equipment. Every 1/10 of a mile we increase that in fuel economy can put about $750,000 back into the companies that can be reinvested. And one thing I'm really proud of here is when we have cost savings, when we find opportunities to save. So yeah, for every 1/10 of a mile per gallon that we can save in fuel, that $750,000 can be reinvested back to you. And I hope you've seen and realized over the course of the last year that we're really eager to reinvest back into your professional driver, whether it's through increased vacation pay, bringing new equipment in for you, adding technology that makes your job easier. We want to find these cost savings and reinvest them back into our fleet. So, instead of wasting that fuel out the stacks and idling, let's reinvest that, okay? So why should you care about idling? It costs extra money. It's going to cost you mechanical problems. And if each and every one of us as individuals care about idling and monitor and maintain it, that has a snowball effect that can breed good results for all of us. So if you have APU issues, send your macro 12, get your breakdown sent in. Let's get you through a shop, let's get it fixed. If you need help understanding how an APU works, get a hold of us. We'll give you extra training. We want to show you, but We want you to utilize that APU. We want you to avoid idling at all possible, and let's meet that 10% goal that we have as a company. Okay? Be safe out there. Thank you for all the hard work you do, Smith drivers, and until we see you again.